In this legal vision, I would like to talk about NGO and FCRA in India. That is necessary. It has become the time for necessary. People should know what is happening in India as far as the NGOs are concerned, what they do. After independence, the subsequent influence of Britishers and the misguidance by the Congress party, led by the Congress people, the most organization began to grow in the form of the non-governmental organization. That can be stated so. Because the people who want to earn money through registration of the thousands of the NGOs, the people began to start the works. So they would take us also some villages and they would adopt the villages to develop and they would do some more works, not for people, for themselves. The Christian missionaries, who are the first and foremost in misguiding people, these people formed more NGOs. They got FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, under which they have got a license. After submission of all the records, the Congress-led government at the center allowed these people to grow because the Congress-led government never desired for the nationalism. The people consist of the various religions. That is the problem. They never desired for the nationalism. That's the problem. So the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, under which the license was received by the more NGOs, the Home Ministry and the South of Government of India, who inspected and also surveyed these in the NGOs on submission and also investigated. Then after inquiry, they provided the FCRA. The Christian missionaries and connected to the south of more NGOs were receiving the funds through the FCRA license and converting the people into the Christianity. They adopted more villages in the hilly side and also the remote villages they converted. But it is very visible. If you go to the hilly areas and some more things, the British are maximum converted, not on socio-economic, according to their willingness, their own circumstance, their own purpose, so that only they can live happily and also on their own religion. That is the aim of the Britisher. They formed it. And later on, these people crafted it and converted and used it for conversion. Very minimum people based on religion, that too the Sanskrit, the Hinduism, registered in the NGOs. That people had been denied the FCRA license by the Congress-led government. But now, since really the BJP government is ruling, the FCRA has also has been amended. More rules and regulation and act and provisions have been amended. More modifications have come into the act, and more provisions have been changed, whereby under the also BJP government during the time of the 1998 and 2004, maximum FCRA license had been cancelled, and whereby maximum the Christians people and the Muslims to the intention to convert the people formed the also NGOs had been destroyed because these people couldn't stand on their own money. They had to collect the money on themselves. That became the problem. The same thing now has happened in Ladakh also, that we can find. If we go to the Bangalore, where we can find a more NGOs training institutes, these people would collect maximum anti-national mindset people and training these people, and they would insert the also such a Marxism, which means Marxism, and as well as there is also anti-national feelings in the name of it is also helping to the downtrodden people. But they never do the works for the downtrodden. But also the misconception about the India and about nation they are doing. That is the problem. That's why the BJP, after coming to the power, more amendments that also have been done now. Now, so the FCRA is also really is very strong. Under the new rules, a new portal that is also has been opened. If any person wants to apply for the FCRA, they have to apply on the sounds on the portal. and they will get a reply, and also the inquiry will be followed. The inquiry is very strict now. They have to give some more affidavits. So the FCRA is very strict, and the funding submission is also very strict. You can see in South India, more NGOs once that has also appeared. That also they has also flourished with the money and everything. They worked to nook and corner. They sold like that. They would has also hold in the public meetings and also in the village meeting more things. Now the same thing had been cracked by the Tamil Nadu government. They formed in the self-help groups in the village level. So if we take in the NGOs, they might have done something 10% works out of 100% funding. And there you can find these people flourishing the money. They have also really captured more wealth. If you go to the Tirunelveli district, you can find a one NGO got more funds and started in the name of the NGO, more institution. He is living in post bungalow that we can find. At last, the person was booked. The cases now he is in absconding. That also we have to find. These people have to be identified. They get the fund and convert into the Christianity and the Muslims. Those have to be controlled. So the FCRA is a strong act that has to be strengthened further. In future also, these NGOs should be warned. These NGOs that also should not be allowed on Indian soil for their one purpose, for the conversion, for the anti-national rights. That's why there's also the government is now, current government is very strict on it. So we have to work towards the nationalism and to save our India. That is very important.